Michael was a snake, a rat. He will go to the lowest of the lows just to get what he wants in life. And people like that, you gotta stay away from. If you sense it, because you can sense when somebody's is off, because they're gonna reveal it like slightly. They're gonna keep on pulling that mask lower and lower, like a fake person or somebody who had malicious intent. They're gonna keep on pulling that mask down just slightly, just for you to see who they are, and you gotta pick up on it. And when you pick up on it, distance yourself.
The woman who would betray him in GTA 3 during the introduction. Now, we actually
Yeah.
know a lot more than you'd think about what happened to Claude after the events of GTA 3. First of
Do
all,
we?
in GTA Online, Claude actually appears as a parent model that we can pick to create our characters.
That don't that don't mean anything. That don't mean anything. They got John Marston also as a like a grandparent. I think that's just fan service. They be looking at things is not that deep, bro. They just did that for fan service.
And we can actually see an updated version of what Claude might look like if he was in the GTA 5 universe.
And it's dope nonetheless. But I'm just saying.
But the biggest clue comes from Rockstar Games themselves, where in 2011 they did an Ask Us Anything, where they answered some of the fans' biggest questions about GTA 3. That's when many
Now this is gonna be interesting. I do want to know what happened to Claude. He was
people, as you can imagine, asked Rockstar Games what happened to Claude after the events of the game. And many people wanted to know, is he dead or is he alive? And that's when Rockstar Games confirmed with this message right here. He certainly isn't dead, but what else became of him, we don't know. So Rockstar Games
yeah. Crazy thing. I just beat GTA 3 for the first time recently, like about a month ago. It was one level that was just super, super hard. I could not beat it. At the age that I was when I first, played it, and the second time playing it as a teenager. Then, come to find out, that was the second to last mission. Crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I did beat GTA. I beat all the GTA games except for 1 and 2, and the DS title and Vice City Stories. Those are the only games that I gotta beat.
are clearly leaving this open for fan interpretation.
See, that's the last
However,
level right
it's nice
there.
to see an actual official confirmation from Rockstar Games 10 years on from its release that Claude is still alive and well, and likely still involved in crime in one way or another. So there you have it. Claude is not dead, and he's certainly still alive. But
Another thing I want to say is thank you, Rockstar, for like re-releasing the games, even though they came out in a pretty poor state. I still appreciate play this game and have nostalgia. Like we had nostalgia for this game. We was eager for this game. I waited maybe a year. I waited like a year, maybe 2 years to play the definitive editions of these games. Besides San Andreas, I love San Andreas. I just played it all the way through. When the first week it came out because it was on Game Pass. But like, I think what they're doing is fire. Please, I beg you, do Liberty City and Vice City Stories and Chinatown Wars. Put those on the GTA Plus package, and you could bump it up from $7 a month or $6 a month to 15 if you just add those games into there. Add the whole catalog to the GTA Plus subscription service, and I guarantee people will buy it and just maybe put a little bit more work into it. But I understand y'all working on GTA 5, but I'm just saying, big money move. You could put $20. People will fork over. I will fork over $20 to play all the GTA games. I'm just saying.
exactly what happened to him, where he is now, what he's involved with, is a complete mystery. But we're going to move on now to Tommy the City. And I'll be honest, things aren't looking as good for Tommy as you might think. There's a lot
One of my favorite protagonists, for some reason, some odd reason, maybe it's the setting. This is my favorite GTA. Maybe because the setting, I love Vice City. I love the fact that you can go into clubs at that time and just see everybody dancing. I know they implemented like a dance mini game for San Andreas, but like at the time when this came out and you could just go to the club and see the YMCA people dancing. They just doing a little. They just doing a little. That I thought that was interesting.
More to go on here than with other protagonists. Firstly, by the end of the game, Tommy Vercetti is finally the man in charge of Vice City. With Ken Rosenberg by his side, we know that the two continued for a short amount of time to operate as we know it and saw in the 2002 game. But there's a few twists here for Tommy, because first of all, Tommy was actually supposed to feature in GTA San Andreas as a returning character.
What?
But sadly, because Rockstar Games fell out with the voice actor Ray Liotta, this never came.
Yeah. I heard about Ray Liotta and Rockstar falling off. It was because he ain't really take it serious. He ain't take it serious. He thought it was just another game, a quick way to make a buck, and that's why they like Rockstar don't like that. Rockstar like people like Franklin and Lamar, the voice actors, and the voice actor Mike. They love people who appreciate their work and appreciate being there, like as in wanted to do, enthusiastic, um, and happy just to be there. That wasn't taking it seriously, and it was like the real estate guy from Vice City, the one with the cowboy hat that talks Southern or whatever. He said something like real shady to the like about the Rockstar people. He said like something around the lines of, "Yo, they paid me when I first saw the check from doing Vice City. I was like, whoa, like maybe I should do more of these video games, or something on the lines of like he ain't care about the game, he just cared about the money." So Rockstar was like, "Oh, really? You ain't never coming back." And on top of that, they had CJ kill him in one of the missions. So fun fact, I just want to let it be known, I do know my video game stuff. I just love learning more about the behind the scenes when it comes to video games.
To fruition. There's a few developers who worked on the game at the time who have commented on the matter.
Yes, sir.
One claiming that his behaviour and ego while recording was completely inappropriate, rude, and dismissive of the project's legitimacy, as he thought that video games could never compare to movies. Because
See? I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong. And on top of that, funny enough that he said that video games are the most popular genre of any type of activity now. It's people making millions just playing video games. So it sucks, man. It sucks that we're not going to get another performance of Tommy Vercetti because two reasons. One, Rockstar don't really rock with him like that, and the second reason is RP Ray Liotta because he died. I think he died in like 2020 or 2019. He died one of those days. Because I saw Rockstar put that up with a RP Tommy and whatever. So those are two reasons why he won't ever come back.
when Mr. Liotta found out how much money the game made, things turned very sour. However, Dan Houser himself had something very interesting to say about the actors who behave in this way on their projects. He said he made some comments later on through his agent, something like, "Hey, that game was so big, I should have charged them more money." Dan said, "I hate that kind of chat. It's so cheesy." Like he's saying,
See? I wasn't lying. I didn't know Ray Liotta said it. I thought it was the cowboy dude that said it. I think he said something around the lines of that too.
"Next time I'm really gonna pin it to them." Well, how about we just kill off your character? There is no next time. That's how we handle that. Now, as we know, Rockstar never officially did kill off Tommy Vercetti, but they did do the same thing to Avery Carrington, who was also a voice actor who Rockstar Games hated working with. So, during the introduction of GTA San Andreas, we actually find out some very valuable information about Tommy. Firstly, we see Ken Rosenberg leaving the rehab facility in Fort Carson, and he then locates the nearest payphone in hopes to get through to Tommy himself. And as you can hear from this conversation, he ends up getting through to Tommy's assistant or call handler instead.
Tommy Vercetti, please. Tell him Ken Rosenberg called. Ken Rosenberg, you haven't heard of me? Who are you? Ken Rosenberg. Rosenberg. Oh, really? You told him I called? Look, I made that ingrate, and now he will take my calls? Just put him on the phone right now. Hello? Hello?
It seems that Tommy is dodging Ken Rosenberg's calls now and likely sent him to this rehabilitation.
That mission right there where you got to steal a tank, that was so freaking difficult. But it was just so easy. It was so easy to freaking. it was it was so easy to complete. You just can't think too hard on it. So what I did was go around the tree, use a sniper, snipe the guy that was in the tank that was on top of that tank, and then while everybody's like flustered, you run to the tank and then you get in and you drive off. But it seemed hard, but it was really easy.
Center in order to clean up his growing drug habits.
See?
But why is Tommy ignoring Ken's calls now? We don't know. We also hear Ken mention Tommy briefly
Bacon.
during the mission where we have to clean out this warehouse from the mafia.
So exciting, Tommy. It's like old times. Who the fuck is Tommy?
But there's something else really interesting I want to direct your attention towards. There's one last clue that proves Tommy
That made me
was
laugh
still
while
alive
playing that
in
mission
at
too.
least the year 2002. And we say this because a promotional website called kentpool.com, or Kent Pool's 80s Nostalgia Zone, was released as a promo campaign for the release of GTA Vice City. And this was supposed to be a retro blog of sorts run by Kent Pool himself, where he reminisces on the 80s and what life was like in Vice City. Now this website has now sadly been taken down, but it had some really cool, awesome information on it, where one of the posts read, "See Tom, I didn't mention your name. Maybe you won't get us killed now, okay?" So this blog
That's crazy. Cause yeah, Tommy was a psychopath in this game too. Like all the GTA protagonists were psychopaths. I think, except for Nico Bellic and I think except for Nico. And maybe you could add CJ and Lewis from Ballad of Gay Tony. Those was the only three protagonists that wasn't like psychopaths. That wasn't just out for just killing people just to kill people. Um, they had a goal set in mind. Like CJ wanted to get out the hood and make something of himself. Same thing with Nico. Nico was just willing to do almost anything for to get out of the position that he's in. And and Lewis, he would just want to be a good bodyguard and businessman, from my knowledge, because I did beat Ballad of Gay Tony, but I don't remember much from that game.
was obviously meant to be Ken Pool basically reminiscing on the 80s, and was basically him talking from the year 2002. So maybe Rockstar Games didn't silently kill off Tommy Vercetti's character, but
You saw what he did? No, man, you shouldn't. People who play like that would like try to glitch their way through levels. I think that's lame, unless you're doing like a speed run or whatever. But like, I like seeing people actually like play the game all the way through, and like, seeing the fails. Like, is a story behind every playthrough. Is a story behind every playthrough. Long as you're not boring, you're actually talking and you having a good time, and you just playing like the game from start to finish. I'm gonna watch that. I grew up watching Let's Plays. Shout out to anybody who used to watch Two Best Friends Play
I guess it's all up to interpretation once again.
or Super Best
So let
Friend
me know
Play.
what you think about that, because we're going to move on now to CJ from GTA San Andreas.
Yes, sir.
We know that CJ went on to become very successful. As we know, CJ owns stakes in a ton of businesses throughout San Andreas, ranging from casinos, garages, and also
That mission was fun to do. My first time ever like beating San Andreas. This is like the final level. That like what's this called? Bombing the base or something? I don't know. But yeah, this mission right here was fun. It wasn't difficult, long as you know what you're doing. Yeah. And I advise people to like play GTA games without cheat codes. It's 1,000 times more fun. I know the cheat codes from the back of my head. R1, R2, L1, R2, left down, right up, weapons. R1, R2, L1, R2, left, right, down, or left, down. That's the weapons too. R1, R1, circle, R2, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's to get get the cops away from you. Fuck. R1, R2, L1, X. Left down, right up, left down, right up, up. That is armor, health, and money for San Andreas. That's the armor cheat for GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. And R1, R2, R1, R2, L1, R2, left down, right up, up. I meant yeah, R1, R2, L1, R2, left down, right up, left down, down, down. That's armor for, or that's either health for Vice City or armor for or health in or health GTA 3. Like I know my cheat codes. I know my cheat codes. Like the ones that really matter. I know the cheat codes for that. I don't know how to I used to know how to get the tank for the games, but I forgot it. But yeah.
Is the manager for the rap
See, I'm a gamer, bruh.
icon Mad Dog. We also know at the end
I'm
of
a gamer.
GTA San Andreas, we get a cutscene that suggests that Mad Dog is heading on a tour across the world, and it's likely that CJ will come along and join him on this. In GTA 5, however, Grove Street is now Baller's territory, and the Grove Street that once existed is no longer as we know it in GTA San Andreas.
That's because the lieutenants they left out. Like CJ and Sweet, you already knew from like the middle of the game that CJ wasn't gonna come back to San Andreas at all. If Sweet wasn't locked up, Sweet would have been dead or on crack. CJ was just doing his thing. Like he was trying to find any means possible to get out of the situation that he was in with the street thing. He saw the world bigger than just the streets, and that was the problem with Sweet. That's why we had to, after we picked up Sweet from jail or whatever, after doing all the missions, he want to go back to the hood. Sometimes it ain't worth it. Like it's people, it's even rappers today. They glorify being at the hood, being in the hood, this and the third. Shit's not worth it. Like yes, I'm a city type of person. I love being in the city, right? I love being in the city, but like in the hood, nah, man. If I have an opportunity to leave the hood for good, um, I'm gonna do it. But I like to be in the city, so I will just go to another city that's lively, that has neighbors and stuff like that. And but it's a safe environment, a safer environment. I don't want to get gunned down while I'm heading to the store by like mistaken identity or whatever.
We hear an NPC mention OG Johnson in GTA 5 as well.
Yeah, you really are cool, man. Yo, what's up? You know, OG Johnson is better than this motherfucker.
We also get to see CJ on
You
various
barely hear it.
billboards across Liberty City in GTA 4, where in this one particularly,
Really?
he is sporting some luxury clothing brand.
What? I never knew that. Front a lot from the concrete jungle. What? So he had his own documentary or whatever. They should play more, like they should do more like documentary style things on the TV as an option on the TV to see what the protagonists are up to. It seems like when every story finishes in GTA, it's just book closed, it's over. You feel me? Why can't we just get a little recap, a little taste of what they're doing? Like more than this, just a billboard. I played GTA. I beat GTA 4 maybe like 2 or 3 times, and I never saw that billboard. Never saw that billboard. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And so possibly he is either the model or the face of the entire brand altogether, which suggests to us here that he's a well-known icon or business magnate within the GTA universe after the 90s, and at least in 2008 is either still operating, highly successful, or of course very famous to be used on this billboard right here. We also then have this really cool secret dialogue between Franklin and Lamar, where they mention where the original Grove Street families are now, in the year 2013 and the modern day.
Hey, you know Grove Street used to be family hood. Grove Street family? Man, long time ago. Man, what happened to them dudes?
That's on the DLC.
Could be dead. But shit, or could be CEOs by
I think it's cool that you cause this is from the DLC that came out. Well, Dr. Dre. I think it's cool you get to play as Lamar and Franklin online, co-op style. But honestly, I think GTA would have been so much better with more single player DLC options. But hey,
Name. Or probably living in some suburb somewhere driving SUVs and shit, you know, soccer moms and shit, coaching little league football team. Yeah, the suburban flight, huh? Probably so.
We also know that CJ never really wanted to continue gangbanging and being a member of the Grove Street family.
You don't want to be in the hood.
No, that's exactly where I want to be.
see,
Like base heads who took over the spot. Let's go home.
This is home, man.
So it's likely
don't ever be around like someone like Sweet will ruin you. Don't ever be around people that act like Sweet. Like I get it, it's home, is where you grew up, but sometimes change is best for people. He wanted to stay in the hood. He wanted to stay in the hood forever. No. Who want to keep on looking? Because they were like OGs in that grocery set, or like lieutenants or whatever. Why would you want to be looking on the back, like looking back, looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life? I'm telling you, once I learned that the streets is not it, it changed my whole perspective. It changed my whole perspective on life. It made me want to become a better person. Shit ain't it. What you gonna get when you die in the streets? All you're gonna get is a bunch of people that barely cared about you at your funeral, saying that yo, you was a cool person, this that, and the third. You might get the best situation you might get is a homie tatting your name on them. The best situation, or they name a block or something after you. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Um, I would never disrespect any gang members. It just, I think people priorities kind of messed up. But hey, it is what it is.
that he encouraged Sweet to leave the gang life behind and go on to build bigger and better things for themselves and chase their career in the music business and casinos. They likely left Grove Street behind, which is where then of course in
My boy is a Hall of Fame crash out. Sweet is a Hall of Fame crash out. If you played San Andreas, by the ending, he was about to smoke crack with a crackhead before you came into the house and stopped him from it. He's a level 100 Hall of Fame crash out. Sometimes you just gotta distance yourself. No matter how much you love that person, you gotta distance yourself from him. Unless you're gonna go down with him. CJ risked his life so many times just to get him out of jail. For what? If you go to the block and shoot everybody up. Some of this stuff, if you look at it in a different perspective, it it's a lot of people that will do crazy things for their members or whatever. CJ was a manager. A manager for a hip hop artist, a big known hip hop artist at the time on this game. Mad Dog, played by Ice-T. He did a great performance on this game as well. Imagine you did all that, stole a jet from a military base. Nah, we gotta pop some foods on the block. Bruh, I stole a jet for you to get out of there. I did top secret shit to get you out of there. I stole a jetpack from Area 59 or Area 69, Area 51. You went to a military. He did all this stuff for him, just to go back on the block, and we got to take over the blocks. If that was me, if I was CJ and Sweet was talking about, we got to go back to the block. Well, man, this is where we part our ways. This is where we part ways. Can't save the you can save the hood, but you gotta save the hood at a distance. Put money into programs, food drives, parks. Put lights in parks. Create put money into after school programs, etc. Instead of shooting up blocks, lock in with your partner. But beef been going on so long. People killed people that people cared about, and it's just a never-ending cycle of gang activities. This is for real life and on San Andreas, but yeah,
The events of GTA 5 in modern day, Grove
facts. Hey, what's up, Chino?
Street is now the Ballas territory. We also see this cool toothpaste Easter egg, which says CJ's
CJ.
toothpaste, which can be found in various bathrooms across GTA 5. It might be a bit of a stretch, but maybe CJ has his own stake in a toothpaste company? I don't know. So things are looking quite promising for CJ, and it's likely that he isn't dead. So now next time someone tells you that the universes are different and CJ never existed in GTA 5, give them a middle finger and say, at least his lore definitely did, and the history as well. Next up, we have Nico Bellic.
Nico Bellic.
Nico has had a tragic life in Liberty City, and the canon ending of GTA 4 is considered to be the revenge ending, which we'll discuss in a few moments' time why that is. And in this ending, he sadly loses his...
What I liked about GTA 4 was, what I liked about GTA 4 was you can pick your ending. You can pick, like, they had moments where you can choose the outcome of certain things. You could be a snake and kill off somebody who which is down in their luck, or you can kill a snake person and you get a penthouse for it. You can kill you can kill a general officer and make your friendship go up with one of your friends, or you can kill one of your friend's brothers that was down in their luck in exchange to have one phone call to get the cops off of you, because now you got the sergeant on your back. The sergeant got your back. It was, the activities was fun. I think it was the hardest to like drink and play. Like when you drink in the bar or whatever, it was so hard to like drive and maneuver. Like it felt like you was really drunk, and it adds on so much immersion. It was so much immersion in this game. Like you could be locked in for like days, bruh. This is like an '09. Man, GTA was so good. I was more of a Saints Row fan growing up, but I cannot lie and I cannot deny that GTA 4 was fire.
His
I'm
girlfriend
doing good,
Faith,
Chino,
continues
man.
to have Roman by his side. We know that Nico pulled off a
Crazy.
successful bank heist in GTA 4 during the mission 3-Leaf Clover, and that's something that didn't
That was another hard mission. 3-Leaf Clover. That was a hard mission.
go unnoticed by Lester in GTA 5.
Round up some of the old guys. There are no old guys. Moses, ironically, he found Jesus.
Yeah, they ruined the Saints Row
Irish
game.
crazies, they mostly just disappeared. That crew from the south, they all went down. There was an Eastern European guy making moves in Liberty City, but he went quiet.
See, when I saw that, my first time seeing that cutscene when playing the game, playing GTA 5, I thought we was gonna get Nico, but instead, if you did like do the side missions and did like the stranger missions or whatever like that, or you go and help bystanders and shit, it's a possibility that you can have Packy on your team to do a heist. That was real cool to see as, a hardcore GTA fan.
So this is very interesting. It likely means that Nico went quiet and either left Liberty City or completely avoided the life of crime altogether after the ending of GTA 4. I believe that Nico could have moved to Vice City or possibly remained within Liberty City, just instead no longer pursuing any sort of life of crime for the remainder of his time there.
Okay, another thing, in GTA 5 there is another Easter egg where Jimmy is friends on Life Invader, the in-game version of Facebook, with Nico. Nico is a taxi driver now. Like he's like a taxi driver for Roman's shop, Roman's taxi service. Yeah, so he chose to live a normal life. Like he got the money, he got bank, and he took care of business. My boy stand on business.
However, he's still a wanted man, proven in this next clue right here.
What? I thought, like, alright, Do me a favor, like after you beat GTA 5, load it load it up, keep on loading it up until you see Jimmy downstairs trying to find a job or something, or claim he's trying to find a job. You go behind Jimmy and you go to the laptop, like you zoom into that laptop, you're gonna see Nico's profile picture, and I think they messaging each other and shit.
Another Easter egg in GTA 5, where we can find a wanted poster
That's
for
crazy.
Nico hidden in an abandoned building in the desert. This poster can actually be found as a promotional image by Rockstar Games, where, as you can see here in the full-on version, it says he's wanted for a shooting in a nightclub in Hove Beach, referring to the mission The Master and the Molotov in GTA 4, where Dmitry Raskolov has us take out and clip Mikhail Faustin in the nightclub just round the corner in Hove Beach, which we can also find a life in.
Mikhail was a snake, a rat. He will go to the lowest of the lows just to get what he wants in life. And people like that, you gotta stay away from. If you sense it, because you can sense when somebody's is off, because they're gonna reveal it like slightly. They're gonna keep on pulling that mask lower and lower, like a fake person or somebody who had malicious intent. They're gonna keep on pulling that mask down just slightly, just for you to see who they are. And you gotta pick up on it. And when you pick up on it, distance yourself as fast as you can. Trust me. Had this happened to me before. Somebody realized that I'm not on no street type shit, and they try to get me to be on some street type shit. He was like, yo, if you hang out with me, man, you'll be having a gun packed with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? We need to hang out outside of work and shit. You know what I did? You know what I did, bro? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I switched jobs. It was one time he tried to follow me to like hang out with me. I was like, yo, I gotta go to my aunt's house real quick. I gotta go and handle some business. Fuck it. And he was like, oh, alright, man. So we'll catch up later then, man. I was like, yeah, we're gonna catch up. Quit that job. I quit that job and I got me another job. Cause people gonna try to like latch up on you. Bad people will try to latch up on you. Cause they can sense when you got something good going for yourself. They can sense that. And they'll try to take that away from you. Or they'll try to use you. Don't let that happen to you. For real.
Invader post for Nico in GTA 5, as well as another hidden Easter egg,
See?
where we can also see that Roman has wished him a happy birthday. So there we go, that confirms that the ending of GTA 5 was canon for the revenge ending, because Roman is still alive and posting on Nico's Life Invader page. So that likely means that Nico is probably still alive and Roman is in the year 2013. But with Lester confirming that the guy, Nico Bellic, Eastern European guy that pulled off a bank job in Liberty City, has now gone quiet, it's likely that Nico is alive and well and is instead not doing anything in the criminal underworld, and instead is trying to live a happy and calm lifestyle. So we're going to touch on the 3D era spin-offs in a few moments time, but we now move on to GTA 5, where we know that the official canon ending was the option C, Death Wish, where
Yo, something is wrong with you if you didn't pick C on GTA 5. You are not a good person if you didn't pick option C, Death Wish, on GTA 5 for your first playthrough. I did it. I was like, kill Michael, kill Trevor. What? Nah, fuck it. We gonna go Death Wish. I'm gonna see if I can save them both. And yo, surprisingly, I got the best ending. I got the canon ending. So I'm happy about that. And I'm also happy that Rockstar isn't like these other developers that be making like bad endings, and the bad ending is canon and all that stuff. I like a happy ending. I'm a happy ending type of person, bruh. Not in that way.
Franklin decides not to kill Michael, not to kill Trevor, and instead to join the three together in order to take out everyone who has wronged them throughout the game.
Fun fact. I never did any of the bad endings. I never even went back. Even when I went back to try to complete the game, I got like halfway through and then I just got bored and just didn't do it anymore. But like try to complete it, like get all gold, everything. Yeah, I didn't do it because I didn't want to kill him. I don't want that on my conscience. I can't have that in my conscience.
This is then further confirmed where in GTA Online we have a variety of heists that actually finally feature Trevor, where we can clearly see he hasn't changed, and nor will he ever probably change either, which is probably a good thing because we all love Trevor and his crazy antics. There's also the mission for the contract featuring Franklin and Lamar, where we get to play as both of them. And Franklin confirms on one of the missions when he returns home that he now has kids and a girlfriend that he lives with in his home up in the hills.
Hey, what's up? Can a low come up in your crib? Man, fuck you, man. My kids up in there. I don't want your ass up in my house.
And we also know that Franklin is very successful and wealthy because when we purchase the agency, Franklin takes us through the business and how it will operate, obviously very clearly involved in this kind of thing. And it's nice to see that Franklin has gone a more legitimate route after the events of GTA 5. But Michael, however, is the only character that we still don't have a definitive answer as to what happened to him after the events of GTA 5 single player. However, we're still yet to receive a Michael DLC for GTA Online, but if we do, it's likely going to be based around the movie studio, maybe featuring some absolutely crazy missions disguised as movie sets or something, which would be really cool. I think that's a cool idea. But as we know, Michael is now essentially a film director or producer, and so he probably resumed his life within that. And until we get a DLC add-on pack for GTA 5 explaining that, we still haven't yet had a GTA title since GTA 5, so we can't definitively actually say what has happened to Michael. So I guess we're going to have to leave that one there as we move on to the 3D era games and talk about Tony Cipriani from Liberty City Stories now. Tony Cipriani from Liberty City Stories
crap. But
is an interesting
underrated game. This is an underrated game. I played and beat Liberty City Stories on the PSP. They did have a PlayStation 2 version of it. Underrated title, man. Underrated. It was a good game. I remember playing it in a hot summer day on the summertime. I met one of my I met a friend. I can't even call him a friend, but I met somebody. We spent time one day and we traded games for like a good maybe 2 weeks to a month. And the whole time I was just playing this. I gave him Fight Night Round 3 for the PSP and he gave me this Liberty City Stories for the PSP. And I had so much fun with this game.
one because Tony left Liberty City and decided to lay low in Vice City after killing a rival made man, but however he does finally return to Liberty City in 1990.
That's a Godfather reference. In the movie Godfather, the dude, he went to the bathroom to get a gun and kill a made man, and I think he flew all the way to Sicily or some shit, or Italy, some shit like that. And then he was gonna come back in a few years when everything dies down. A lot of mafia games and the movies does that trope. To my knowledge, I can be wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
Ready to continue his life in the organized crime business, and so Salvador.
You know, you was never going to watch The Godfather. If you didn't watch it by now, at the age of like 23, 24, you was never going to watch it. You'll be straight.
Salvatore Leone gives Tony jobs to do, and throughout the game in Liberty City Stories, that's essentially what we're doing. It's not until GTA 3, which takes place in 2001, where we see that Tony is still living with his mother and is frequently seen in his family-run restaurant. We know that in GTA 3, Salvatore Leone tries to kill Claude with a car bomb, and that's where Claude retaliates and kills Salvatore.
For some reason, this mission right here was so freaking hard for me. My last time playing this game, when I beat it, like they spotted me. So the whole time, instead of like, if he spots you, the mafia members, they come after you. On top of that, they drive him off, and you gotta kill him before you get to the warehouse, before he gets to his penthouse. And yeah, I killed him. I killed him. I never got that. On top of that, I never got that. Claude did everything for them, and he thought he was gonna be put on. But instead of putting somebody who is reliable on top of that, The mission that you had to do for for GTA 3 was hard. You did all this crazy stuff for us, and now we're gonna off you because I don't know. I still don't know why. I think Maria opened her mouth and lied and said that they was together or some shit like that. That's Salvatore's wife. Imagine Claude would have been unstoppable if he was a made man. He's already like Terminator level threat. Has CJ shaking his boots
and kills Salvatore. We don't really hear from Tony for the rest of GTA 3. However, it's then presumed that for the remainder of time and what happened to Tony after the events of GTA 3, which technically takes place after Liberty City Stories, is that he went on to take over Salvatore's business, because Salvatore's son Joey isn't exactly a guy who's done much to help out the family throughout the game, and so therefore Tony Cipriani was the most likely candidate to take over the business afterwards. Next up we have Vic Vance from Vice City Stories. Arguably, Vic Vance is the nicest GTA protagonist of all of them.
Yeah, I heard about that. I never played Vice City. I always want to play Vice City. Please, Rockstar. If you're gonna remake more titles, remake the 3D series. For I can play Vice City Stories, and I can play Chinatown Wars, and I would honestly even play I would honestly play Liberty City Stories again. Please, I want to do without cheats, and that's kind of an achievement too. I can gladly say that I beat every single GTA without cheats. What the ones that I beat, without cheat.
Throughout the entire GTA franchise. Throughout the game, he never really wants to be deeply involved in his brother Lance's shenanigans and drug dealing situations. That then throws him into a world of organised crime, and let's just say Vic was really good at it. He built up a huge empire, and it was a huge shame to see the way that Vic's story ends, because this is probably the only GTA protagonist where we have a definitive answer as to what happened to him, besides Johnny from The Lost and Damned, who died because obviously, as we know, Trevor stomped on his head. So as we know, in the events of GTA Vice City at the very beginning of the game, we have Tommy that meets up with Lance Vance and Vic Vance at the start of the game. Lots of people might not have noticed this.
It's crazy, bro. My boy gained weight and everything.
But unfortunately, the character who dies in this drug deal gone wrong at the start of the game was Vic Vance.
My boy gained weight and everything, bruh. And they said this was like just a couple years after this was a couple of years after Liberty City Stories. My boy gained weight. I think he lost some hair on top. My boy wobbling with the suitcases. He was man. That's what I'm saying. You gotta take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself.
There we have it. The ending of Vic was very tragic. He was killed by a drug deal gone wrong, likely because Lance convinced him to go along, as he was always trying to do throughout the entire Vice City Stories game, and therefore Vic Vance was killed there on the spot at the Vice City docks.
Alright, that was an interesting video, man. Shout out to Dr. Mod. Shout out to Dr. Mod. Please go and watch his videos.